What's going on, No Limit Squad? I'm mostly gonna focus on weight loss today. This seems to be the plague of the American people, and I got the answer right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, you have to want it. You have to be willing to do everything that it takes. You cannot give 98%. You have to give 100% on those days that you do not feel like it. On those days that you do not feel like it. You feel me? When you had a rough day at work, let's just say everything didn't go your way, you got stomach ache, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got a call from somebody giving you some news that you would rather not have heard, but life is just being typical life today, and you still gotta get your workout in. You still gotta do what it takes to be successful. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. It's not always gonna be laid out perfectly for you. It's not. It's not. I can count on one hand how many times it's been laid out for me. And I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for a whole bunch of people. You know, a whole bunch of people that just made it happen. Your goals don't really care about what you're going through in life, and your goals don't care about how you feel. If I don't tell you and I give you all the sappy, lovey-dovey type of stuff, am I really helping you? So I want to go over real quick the weight loss and stuff in detail and show you what makes it work. There are three things, I call them the big three, that make weight loss just go super smooth. Weight loss is just numbers. It's a numbers game. It's science. It's backed by tons of evidence. It's exercise science. People get degrees in this stuff for a reason. So I'm going to go over the three things. Big three are strength training, cardio, and nutrition. There's a common misconception on, oh, I eat well, but how much? How much? Yes, you want to put a lot of clean and healthy things in your body. Yes, but how much of it? This is a calorie game. This is about resources in, resources out. If you're eating 4,000 calories of good stuff, you're going to have a problem. If you're eating 1,500 calories of good stuff, you're in good shape. This is numbers at the end of the day. This is a simple addition and subtraction game, okay? So I'm gonna break it down. I'm not gonna go into the ridiculous. I have other videos and stuff for that. Let's just say you do 2 out of the 3 things. You do your strength training and you do your cardio, but you don't do your nutrition. And by nutrition, I'm just talking about calories. I'm not talking about exactly what foods. I'm just talking about how much. Let's just say you're doing your strength training in the gym. You're going up in the weights, which is gonna build more muscle, which is gonna burn more fat, and take your frame and condense it, okay? Because muscle will burn and eat the fat. It just takes time. Let's say you're doing the strength training and let's say you're doing the cardio on top, and your job does not count unless you're literally jogging, not walking, jogging for 8 hours. Jogging for 8 hours, it's not enough. Let's say you're doing that, but your food is not on point. You're still eating whatever you want, and you're still eating how much you want. Here's what's gonna happen if you continue to go down that path, all right? This is important. You need to know what happens if you only do some of the big three and not all of them. So the muscle is gonna build on top of the fat first, okay? So what you're gonna see on the scale is an increase. The cardio is just going to balance the fact that you're not eating right. And by, again, not eating right, forget about what the food is. I'm talking about how much. So if you're still eating a lot of crap and eating a lot of calories, and your cardio either matches that or is below, and most likely it's below in most cases, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get really strong, you're gonna lose a couple inches, but your weight's gonna go up. Every single time, that's what happens. It's happened to me. That's one scenario. So it's frustrating if you don't know exactly how. All right, that's what I'm here for. Okay, so that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, you're doing the strength training in a calorie deficit. In English, calorie deficit is you're not eating as much. So you've cut down on your food, you've cut down the crap, and you're eating a little less, which is eat. You're not doing cardio. Here's what's gonna happen. So your strength training is, again, you're building muscle on top of the fat. Initially, again, so you're adding stuff onto your body. So if you're at, let's say you're at 180 pounds and you're building muscle with the weight training, you're adding mass to your body. So what's gonna happen? Your weight's gonna go up, but you're eating less. So the calories coming in are not as much. You're balancing. So you're doing a weight loss formula here, and you're doing a weight gain. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna balance. You might find that you go maybe 180, 181, 180, 179, 180, 181, 180. That's what's gonna happen if you do that, because the cardio is not in place. You got 2 out of the 3. So what happens if you're in a boat and you got 2 paddles and you're only paddling 1? You're gonna go in circles, right? It's gonna be frustrating. Here's the other one. You're doing your cardio, so you're killing it on the treadmill or whatever, elliptical, whatever. Your nutrition's on point and you're not doing any strength training at all. This is an interesting one. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna lose weight fast. You're gonna lose weight really fast. Do I recommend this one? No, not at all. Here's why. You're doing like 400, 500 calorie sessions 4 times a week. You're losing weight there. You're in a calorie deficit, which is the key. Eat less than what you are. Now you got 2 huge weight loss ingredients working for you, but you're not strength training at all. You're gonna lose the weight. When you get to that goal, you're gonna be flat. In fact, you may find that you have excess skin just just sitting there, and that is hard to get rid of. Your answers might be surgery to get rid of that skin flab. That's hard. You have your regular, like you're literally like everything's gone. Like you have a thin frame, but you just have skin hanging. I do not recommend that. You need to do all 3. Here's what happens if you do all 3. I need to make sure that you get this point. So let's say you do all 3. You do muscle, which is the strength training. You do your cardio, and you're in a calorie deficit. So you're eating less, you're doing cardio, and you're doing the strength training. So you have one thing that's gaining you mass, which is the strength training, is that puts weight on you because you're building muscle on top of your frame. And then you also have the cardio, which is a key factor for weight loss. And you have a calorie deficit for your nutrition, which is a key factor for weight loss. 1 builds mass on top of you. 2 makes you lose mass. All right? 2, 1. Every one of those is important. You want to do all 3 of those, okay? So remember, strength training makes you lose inches because muscle burns fat, right? So if you do all 3 of them, not only do you lose inches, but you also lose the weight too. It's a nasty 1-2 punch. You will be so happy doing all 3 of those. Listen, you do 3 months, 90 days of all 3 of that. If you lose 25 pounds, it's gonna look like you lost 50 because of the inches with the strength training. You have to do that. You have to do that. Those are the big, you saw that 5? Those are the big 3. So you want to make sure you do all 3 of those. You need to find out how many calories you consume on a daily and then put yourself in a deficit, and there's a set amount. So there is a lot of exercise science. This is a very basic, broad way to handle this. But when we talk about nutrition and calories, a lot of people talk about, but Chris, I eat this, this, and this. It's not about what, it's about how much you have. Not all of that stuff in my kitchen is healthy, by the way. It's about 80-20. But here's the thing, I eat in a calorie deficit. I really hope I helped with this video. I wanted to just break it all the way down. This is weight loss in a nutshell.